Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something a lot of people misunderstand, being asset rich but cash poor. Have you ever known someone with $1 million house, luxury cars, or a successful business, but they're still struggling to pay their bills? Maybe they're drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, or constantly stressed about money. It sounds crazy, but it happens more often than you think. So, in this video, we're going to break down exactly what it means to be asset rich but cash poor, how people get trapped in this situation, real life examples and shocking statistics, and most importantly, how to fix it and create true financial freedom. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational purposes only. If you need professional financial guidance, please consult a licensed expert. That said, let's get into it. So, what does it actually mean to be asset rich but cash poor? This term describes someone who owns valuable assets, like real estate, stocks, or businesses, but has very little liquid cash, meaning money that's easily accessible. They might have millions in property value, but if they needed $5,000 in an emergency, they wouldn't have it. Imagine owning a $1 million home, a vacation property, and a luxury car, but your bank account is nearly empty. You have high mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance costs. If you suddenly lost your job or faced an unexpected expense, you'd be in trouble because all your money is tied up in assets. Sounds strange, right? But it happens all the time. Now, how do people end up in this situation? One of the biggest reasons is buying expensive assets without considering cash flow. Many people assume that just because they own a big house or a nice car, they're financially secure. But if those assets aren't generating any income and they come with high maintenance costs, they can quickly drain your cash. Take this example. Someone buys a multi-million-dollar home, but their mortgage, taxes, and maintenance costs are so high that they have no leftover cash. Or they finance luxury cars with huge monthly payments, but never actually own a money-making asset. Another major cause is owning real estate without liquidity. Many people think real estate automatically equals wealth, but that's not always true. If all your money is locked up in property and you don't have an emergency fund, you can be in serious trouble. Let's say a landlord owns several rental properties, but if tenants stop paying rent, they might struggle to cover their own mortgages and repairs. Or a homeowner with an expensive house can't afford property taxes or unexpected home repairs because they have no cash buffer. Then we have business owners who reinvest everything back into their company, but don't take enough profits to maintain their personal financial stability. Their business might be worth millions, but they personally struggle to pay for everyday expenses. Imagine a restaurant owner with 3 locations worth $3 million, but if business slows down, they can't pay employees or cover personal bills. Another huge trap is living beyond your means. Some people appear rich because they finance everything. Homes, cars, vacations, but in reality, they're relying on credit cards, loans, or debt just to maintain their lifestyle. A couple making $300,000 a year could still struggle financially if they spend everything on luxury living and never save anything. If one of them loses their job, they're suddenly in a crisis. And then, of course, there's inflation and rising costs. Some people may have been financially stable years ago, but over time their costs increased while their income stayed the same. This is especially common with retirees who own property but live on a fixed income. An elderly couple might own a home worth $500,000, but rising property taxes and medical bills make it hard for them to afford daily expenses. Now, let's talk about just how common this problem is. You might think this only happens to a few people, but the truth is, being asset rich but cash poor is extremely common, even among high-income earners. According to a 2023 CNBC report, 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, including 40% of those earning over $100,000 per year. A 2022 study by Lending Club found that 1/3 of U.S. households making over $250,000 a year struggle with cash flow problems. And for real estate investors, an estimated 30% of landlords have liquidity issues due to rental income gaps and maintenance costs. So yeah, a lot of people who look rich on the outside are actually struggling financially behind the scenes. So how do you fix this? The first and most important step is to build an emergency fund. You should always have at least 3. 6 months of expenses saved in an easily accessible account. This way, if something unexpected happens, you're covered. Next, you need to focus on creating passive income streams. Having assets is great, but if they aren't making money, they're just liabilities. Consider renting out part of your property, house hacking, investing in dividend-paying stocks, or starting a side hustle or online business that brings in extra cash. It's also crucial to balance liquid and non-liquid assets. If all your money is tied up in real estate or business assets, you might need to adjust. That could mean selling off unnecessary properties, refinancing to lower mortgage costs, or keeping a portion of your investments in liquid forms like savings accounts or money market accounts. Another key step is to live below your means, even if you're making a high income. A great way to do this is by following the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes to essentials like housing and food, 30% goes to wants like vacations and shopping, and 20% goes to savings and investments. It's a simple formula that ensures you're always putting money aside. And finally, diversify your investments. Instead of putting everything into real estate or a business, spread your wealth. This could mean investing in stocks, bonds, high-yield savings accounts, or rental properties that actually provide positive cash flow instead of just being expensive to maintain. At the end of the day, true wealth isn't just about owning assets. It's about having cash flow and financial security. If your assets are draining your money instead of generating it, then you're not really in a good financial position. The goal isn't just to look rich. It's to be financially free, where you have enough liquid cash and passive income to support your lifestyle without stress. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. Have you or someone you know ever been in this situation? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more financial wisdom.